Hey guys, so we're going to talk about how to do workbook page 89. It's chapter 13-1. So you have your big textbook. That's that big thick one. If you want to look in there for some examples or help, you can do that as an option. This is the little workbook. So this is where the homework is found. And here's the page. If you need me to send a copy of that page that's the homework, I can send a copy of that as well. You can do it on a separate paper. Take a picture, put it on a Google Doc. I don't care. As long as I get your answers, that's all I care about. Okay, let's talk about volume. The first thing I want to make sure we understand is what volume even means. If I'm asking you to find the volume of something, I'm asking you how many cubes fit inside a thing. So this is probably going to be more true for the girls in the group than the guys. But if you've ever been to a shower where like a bridal shower or a baby shower or something, they have this game. Maybe some of the guys have played at other places too. But they fill a jar up with a bunch of candy, and then they ask you to guess how much candy is in the jar. And then the person who's closest to the right number gets to have the jar. It's like a fun little game. Maybe you've played it before. This game is all about volume. And my family, because we're all math people, we're all math teachers, one of us always wins this game because we find the actual volume of the shape while we're there, grab our calculators, seriously, and we always win. Unless my mom is there with me, she'll beat me because she's better at it than I am. But we're really good at estimating this because we know what volume means. Volume means how much stuff fits inside. So if you pictured like a perfect cube candy, and you saw how many of those would fit, and the jar was actually like a square jar, this would be really easy to do because all you'd have to do is figure out how many of those cubes fit on the bottom, this way and that way, and then count how many cubes go all the way up. So you would do 4 times 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would multiply 4 times 3 times 6. How many fit on the bottom? So you would just count the number at the bottom and then multiply by how many go up on the top. Now, this is also true if it's a cylinder. A cylinder is a 3D shape, but instead of being squares, the cylinder has circular bases, like that. So this lesson is all about how to find out how many cubes would fit inside a cylinder. If we were in my classroom, I'd have this cylinder like this and my little cubes, and we'd pour them in and we'd make a guess and count them, and I'd have you actually physically count them. But we're not in my classroom, so sorry, we can't do that. But the basic idea is figuring out how many cubes fit on the bottom, and then we would calculate that area at the bottom, so count how many total cubes. And you do that by like looking at the bottom of it. Let me grab like my son's sippy cup. So this is almost a cylinder. It's not quite, it's a little curved. But if I were to have this full of candies, I would turn it around this way, and I would count how many candies were on the bottom. Just count the whole thing. And then I'd count how many candies went up the side, and I'd multiply that because there's like one layer of that circle that has like, I don't know, 15 cubes. And then the next one would have 15, 15, 15, 15. So I count how many 15s go up the whole cylinder. And that's what we're basically doing. So the formula that they give us is that we would count how many are on the whole bottom, and we multiply that by the height. How many layers? So how many cubes are in one layer, and then how many layers do we have stacked up? For a cylinder, if you can't see that bottom layer, because they're not going to show you how many are on that bottom layer, they're just going to give you measurements of how big that bottom layer is. If they're going to do that, you're going to have to actually figure out the area of the bottom and multiply that by the height. So we're going to talk about the area of the bottom, which is the same as the area of the top, and then multiply by the height of the whole thing. In my next video, I'm going to show you the actual formula and how to use the values they give you to find the area or volume, sorry, of that cylinder.